They are innovators, game changers, people pushing themselves, moving us all forward. They are the next scientists, musicians, poets, the next makers, dreamers, teachers, and geniuses. They are the next list.
The ocean will humble you. The ocean will put you in your spot when you think you're in control of Mother Nature. When you think you're in control of the ocean, you're not.
Welcome to The Next List. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Every year, millions of people flock to the nation's beaches for the sun, the sand, and the surf. What they don't see is the danger.
I started screaming, help, help. And the next thing I know, this wonderful man has a little flotation device and was dragging us through the waves.
Archie Kalepa is Chief of Ocean Safety for the island of Maui, with 64 lifeguards under his command. He is responsible for the safety of more than 2 million visitors a year, along with 120 miles of coastline.
I've seen him in action. He will rush in without a question and try to help anybody in peril.
Kalepa pioneered the use of jet skis in ocean rescue nearly 25 years ago. And today, he's innovating new rescue equipment to improve ocean safety. Kalepa is also an elite athlete with the skill to surf the giant waves of Maui.
The excitement, the thrill, dabbling in danger, it's when I'm probably my most happiest.
But what sets Archie Kalepa apart is his deep cultural connection to the water and his passion for public safety.
You know, we don't do this job for the money. We do this job because we love the work. My name's Archie Kalepa. I'm in charge of the ocean safety operations for Maui County. It only takes 5 minutes for a person to go brain dead or to drown. For us, a lot of times the surf is way offshore. And so it's all about the response time. You know, how quickly can we respond from point A to point B, or from the safe zone to the impact zone where the waves are breaking, and back out of that. Ski just allowed us to enhance that. Instead of being able to operate as far as we can see, we're able to operate for miles and beyond. And when you have somebody that's unconscious and you have to give them CPR or put them on oxygen, having the ability to have that ski to get them on board, get them to shore, to better, quicker medical care is a key component to what we do day in and day out. When you go to rescue somebody on the jet ski, you signal to them with your left hand and you grab their hand and you give it a little bit of throttle and you pull them onto the sled out of harm's way.
I think what sets Archie apart in the lifeguard world is he has decades of innovating rescue techniques, innovating how it's done, and being utilized in conditions that are never the same.
The inflatable rescue board is an awesome thing. Techniques that we'd use to put an unconscious person on the surfboard. We'd grab their wrists, put it on the board, flip it over one time, and then you'd flip it a second time so the board would be back right side up. Straddle your body over him. If he's conscious but exhausted, you just tell him, hey, help me paddle as much as you can. The ability to create products that are inflatable today, that are strong, light, we can roll it up, we can deflate it. The technology's there. There's a lot of people that played key roles in the development of the rescue ski. We were the ones with the idea, but we needed to help get the officials to realize that, hey, you know what, this is a tool, not a toy. If I remember the first couple times going on patrol and all the surfers were, you know, flipping me off, and then Hurricane Iniki came, and you know, the surf was 50 feet right there, and that particular day I was supposed to do our very first jet ski training class. And I remember telling the lifeguard is, I don't know if I'm ever going to come back. I don't know if I'm going to live through this. People just were crying out for help on their boat, and we just tell them jump in the water, we grab them, put them on the sled. And you know, Hurricane Iniki, we ended up saving 12 people and a dog, and you know, it was one of those life and death days. And here we are, you know, some 25 years later. And along the way, the jet ski has saved, you know, thousands of lives.
Archie, he definitely puts others ahead of himself when it comes to game time, where he has to save somebody.
It was in April of 1994, and my husband and I had gone to Maui for our anniversary. Rich went in the water right away, and he came up and said, "Come play in the water with me, it's beautiful."
And all of a sudden, we couldn't touch the bottom. The shore was just disappearing as fast as you can imagine.
I started screaming, "Help, help." And the next thing I know, somebody, this man, this wonderful man, has a little flotation device and was dragging us through the waves.
We thought we were going to die. It was just absolutely a miracle. He showed up just in time.
And we get out onto the shoreline and we introduce ourselves. He said, "My name is Archie." I said, "Archie, what can we do for you?" He said, "Nothing, just doing my job. I'm a lifeguard."
I'm proud to be a lifeguard because I represent Hawaii. I represent the people of Hawaii. You know, we don't do this job for the money. We do this job because we love the work. We love being able to help people. We love being able to be a positive role model in the community. You know, it's just such a rewarding job to be able to help people and change people's lives.
Up next, they are known as the men who ride mountains.
For every individual, it's the ultimate ride. It doesn't matter if it's big, small. What matters is what you have in here. You have the heart to not challenge, but to be in harmony with the wave. And I think that's the driving passion behind doing things that I do in the ocean. It's more of a passion, the excitement, the thrill, dabbling in danger. I really, really enjoy being in that kind of environment. And it's just it's when I'm probably my most happiest.
December 13th, 2004, I believe, out here at Jaws. It was one of the biggest wave seasons that we've had. And I got a call from Archie the night before saying, "It's supposed to be, 60 feet out here. Can you come over, drive another ski, and just run back up as a safety? Because I want to try catch the biggest wave of my life."
Your blood starts flowing, your palms start sweating, you can't sleep. And I compare it to going to battle. And really, because sometimes when it's that big, you don't know if you're gonna come home.
So we got up that morning and we could just see these massive waves between 60 and 80-foot faces just breaking. And Archie lit up like a kid at Christmas.
And you're double checking, you're triple checking your equipment, you're making sure everything's okay, you're making sure you're okay, physically, mentally, spiritually.
He's always pushing the limits of everything he does, finding new challenges and going after it.
I have a really good tow partner by the name of Buzzy Kerbox, and he's one of the pioneers that started the whole towing thing. And just having a partner like that to begin with, my confidence level was up.
He goes, Buzzy, I just want the big ones. I just want the biggest one. So when we're in the lineup, I always try to find him the biggest ones that come in, because that's what he wants.
We got up there and the waves were really, really giant. The ground was rumbling.
And I just thought to myself, oh my God, here it goes, it's game on. This one particular wave that Archie took off on was the biggest wave of the day. When he turned and looked, the whole wave is looming around him, and he has three choices. Either to try and kick out, which he's gonna die. He goes straight, he's gonna die. Or just turn and go into what we call the tube.
It's probably about maybe a 60-foot wave. And I remember just halfway down the face, I just turned into it, pulled in, got the barrel of a lifetime.
And as I was tracking, looking into the tube, it started to get all craggly and misty and everything. I thought, oh, please stay on, please stay on.
It was like going through a cloud because I couldn't see anything. And I remember saying, please don't hit me in the head, please don't hit me in the head. And I came spitting out, and everybody was screaming.
And he came out, and the crowd, even the cliffs, was just roaring with people, just like, oh my God, that was amazing.
And I remember I kicked out, and then Buzzy came and picked me up, and I started crying, and I said, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. And we went way outside, and I started crying, and they said, Buzz, that was the ultimate ride. I'm done. That was the ultimate ride.
I mean, why does someone climb Mount Everest? I mean, that's kind of what he did. Why? Because it's there. And they just have this desire to not beat it, but I think it's to experience it.
It's just been really, really awesome to be able to play in that kind of environment where life and death is on the line. There's nothing that can compare, really.
He's got some big balls, I can tell you that.
You know, the ocean is a very powerful playground. When you think you're in control of Mother Nature, when you think you're in control of the ocean, you're not. One day we were out at Jaws and it was a big day, and I told my partner Buzzy, I said, hey Buzzy, I only want to go left. And he goes, well, I can't see because of the glare of the sun. And I said, okay. I said, if I'm on the right side of you, I'm going left. If I'm on the left side of you, I'm going right. We went for this wave and I was going, no, 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 no. And he thought I was saying, go, 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 go. So I redirected and went right, but I was so deep behind the wave broke, boom, I straightened out, and then everything went into slow motion. It was really amazing. I saw the wave, the water come between my feet, and then getting tumbled in the whitewash. Hydraulics of the water just went, exploded right by my leg, and my leg went like this. And I came up and my leg was like this, and I was like, oh shit, I broke my leg. Three more 40-footers on the head. And then finally Buzzy came in and got me. So the rescue guys came and rescued me, picked me up, plucked me out of the water. The ocean never lies. The ocean will humble you. The ocean will put you in your spot. Keeps you honest. It makes you realize, you know what? My britches aren't that big after all. And my cojones aren't that big. You know, it's a constant reminder of keeping things in perspective. Hawaiians in the ocean, there's a definite connection. The salt water is in their blood. They are so in tune with the ocean. It's their DNA. It's embedded in them. My parents tell me, well, your name is Aukai, which is my Hawaiian name, which means to travel by the sea. Hawaiians in the ocean, there's a definite connection. The salt water is in their blood. They are so in tune with the ocean. It's their DNA. It's embedded in them. Being inducted into the Duka Hanamoku Waterman Hall of Fame is just huge. When I was first contacted about being inducted into the Hall of Fame, I never told anybody. And because I couldn't believe it, I was held to this honor. A waterman in the eyes of the people of Hawaii is like a superhero. Somebody that is very strong in the water, very talented in the water, and he can do it all. He can swim, surf, dive, paddle, fish. People respect him and people say, hey, I know that guy, he's a waterman.
We say the words fearless, courageous, brave, crazy, but what we really mean to say is connected, in tune, down to earth, and without filters.
The things that my grandfather and my father taught me about understanding the coastline, understanding all the different reefs, how the moon played a part in the tides, and when was the best time to fish. All those kinds of things just really helped me have a better understanding of this environment that I so dearly love.
The one word that comes to mind immediately with Archie is he's humble. He doesn't do anything for show. This is who he is.
He's always been very in touch with his culture and his elements, and that's what I loved about him. He was like real, you know, not fake, he was real.
My grandfather served in the military for 40 years. My dad served in the military for 27 years. He did 3 tours in Nam. He taught me to work hard, never give up, and give 100% in everything you do.
I use the throttle to put you on the stretch.
I've been fortunate enough to work with branches of the military, such as the Special Forces, and train them in the utilization of the jet ski and pass on some of the knowledge that we've learned and developed. It was an honor to work with them. I salute all men and women that have served in the military, that have laid down their lives for us.
The other thing that I think sets Archie apart is that he's sharing this knowledge. To fulfill who he is as a person, in his na'au, in his gut, as a Hawaiian man, as a waterman, He needs to spread the light of knowledge that he knows and that he's developed around the world with whoever's willing to listen.
We were surfing Jaws one day. It was late in the evening. I was kind of telling him, oh, one more wave. I had a 3-wave hold down at Jaws. I had a 3-wave hold down. I accepted death. You know, it was the most peaceful experience I ever had. I remember being pitch black and I was on the bottom and I remember I counted my strokes. I did like 27 strokes and I stopped and I went, man, I'm gonna die. This is it, I'm gonna die. And something said, Archie, you gotta try one more time. And I remember I took 14 more strokes and it was still pitch black. I stopped again and I said, okay, all right, God, I'm ready. All of a sudden, I just saw light. And I was like, okay, there's the surface. And I remember coming up and I was completely exhausted. I couldn't even hang on to the sled. And that's why I made this tattoo. See, like the turtle? Like the Hawaiians, they have what's called the amakua, which is a protector. I had put this turtle on there, which is a form of our amakua. And then I made the wave with the sun. So every time I go surf, it's a reminder to me that use your head. Think about what you're doing. I was fortunate enough to be invited to participate in a journey down the Colorado with some of the Indian tribes. You're away from society, you're away from electricity, you're living in an environment that's 1,000,000 years old. So you get put in this frame of mind where you really start to understand your environment. I brought an inflatable paddleboard. I brought it purely as a conversation piece. I inflated the board and got on it and I was falling all over the place. It was very challenging for like the first 4 days. And I never got off it. I was determined, and 17 days and 187 miles later, you know, I did the whole thing. The journey was really all about water rights and native rights to the use of water. What we really found out was it's not only a native issue, but it's a world issue.
He's very much of the earth and cares about people. We asked him about his religion. He said, my religion is Aina, which is the earth in Hawaiian.
Lifeguards have a lot of wisdom, intimate knowledge of the shoreline, what's down there, what's under the water, the different tides, the different currents, the different wind lines. People, what they see is they see the beauty, but they don't see the beast that's hidden in the beauty. The rip current that's going out here that the normal eye can't see.
He gave us many more years, and it's just a constant inspiration.
Somebody asked me a question the other day. How many lives did you save? And I told them, you know what, maybe a couple hundred, but I know that me being a part of the jet ski and sharing that with the world equates to millions. Every time our jet ski makes a rescue, even if it was on the other side of this world, I know that had something to do with that.
Archie's my hero. He's the man of my dreams, and that he's exactly the kind of man that I wanted to be with. He cares and worries about all walks of life.
As a family man, I hope that some point along the line, you know, I'm going to be able to pass on what was passed on to me by my parents, my grandparents. People say kids change your life. You don't know it until you have them, and you realize how precious they are. I mean, every morning when I grab my kids, I look into their eyes and I say, please, dear Lord, don't let anything happen to my kids, because I think that's my biggest fear.
Archie's a great dad. He's like a lion, always trying to introduce to Kylie and Kayla all these exciting things to do. And I always find out later on, after they've done it, that I was like, what did you do?
He's a very fun-loving guy. You get a call the night before, hey Matthew, surf's gonna be up. We got sub-squatch, we got the canoe, we got the foil board. Meet me at Kahului Harbor at 5:30, don't be late. We were out there, I think, 4.5 hours. We were laughing for 4.5 hours.
He is a kind-hearted, humble, classic Hawaiian person.
He has more aloha and more loyalty to the human than any man I've known.
So wherever I go, I have to make sure that I represent the people of Hawaii, share the aloha spirit, and always look after somebody in the ocean. Sharing the spirit of aloha is always giving somebody a helping hand, always giving somebody a kiss. Show them how to be good people. That's what the aloha spirit is, showing people love. You know, it's what people from Hawaii do. It's how we live our life.
Archie Kalepa is determined to live life to the fullest, with passion, intensity, and heart. Whether he is saving a life or facing down a mountainous wave, Kalepa gives it everything he's got. But we put Archie Kalepa on the next list because he is sharing his intimate knowledge of the ocean, eager to help others stay safe and enjoy the wonders of the deep. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back here next week.